How's it going? How you
It's
feeling?
going, man. It's going. I'm excited. I'm excited.
So am I, dude.
The the little teaser we got yesterday is hyping me up a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
one? The first or second? The
Uh
Essence one or the other one?
both of them, but the second one especially.
Okay. Okay. Why? Why is that
This
one piquing your interest?
I am a sword enjoyer and I'm
So you're a
hoping for
believer.
swords.
So
I'm a
you're a
believer.
believer.
I'm a believer. Yeah. The sword has got me excited.
You think we might get swords in this patch?
I mean, I think it's very possible. They because of this, the image they released, the blacksmith guy, but also like a while back when they did there was another little teaser about like a gladiator helmet,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, I always think of gladiators using swords.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like another little. I think both of those combined. I mean, I think we might get lucky. I don't know.
I mean, if we don't get swords and axes, maybe even axes, I'm shocked at what GGG's doing with these teasers because they come on, they know what they're infamous for, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're just going
Yep.
in, just yeah. Here's a gladiator helmet. Here's a sword and the warrior ascendancy teaser, and in the mercenary one, there was also a dude
Mm-hmm.
wielding a sword there. So
Yeah, yeah. The like
yeah,
guy he's commanding has got a sword. Yeah,
uh-huh,
yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm curious. You're a sword enjoyer. I gotta ask because I haven't tuned into any streams and I've just seen your videos. You've only recently started making content with Path of Exile too. You've only got 12
Mm-hmm.
videos out. Have you been a longtime ARPG player? Did you play Path of Exile 1? What's your journey looked like so far?
Man, I mean, I play all kinds of games in variety. I actually have more hours in PoE2 than I do in PoE1 by like 100 or something. And I played a
Wow.
lot of PoE2 to be fair. It's like 700 to 600 or something like that.
Yeah.
I played a few leagues of PoE1,
Okay.
but I wasn't there for like the first half of PoE1. Like I was a pretty late joiner, and I don't know, it was like a really deep system already, and I feel like I learned a lot of it, but it never like really caught me, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. You didn't get the bug. You know, they didn't get your soul. Even though, did you
Yeah.
ever reach like the end game?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I did a lot of the end game. I didn't do a ton of bossing. My favorite mechanics in PoE1 were Delirium and Delve.
Okay.
Uh I've always played Cyclone, and I just liked spinning and just going in straight lines, and and
Nice.
yeah,
Well, that's
and
awesome. What gripped you with PoE2? Did you just hop in right when it was, releasing into early access and super
yeah.
enjoyed
I
it?
mean, so I've got a bunch of like IRL buddies that play PoE1, so there was a bunch of hype in like our little friend group for PoE2, and then I always kind of off and on make videos for stuff that we're playing, and for me, I mean, the campaign was amazing. The campaign was phenomenal. And then, for a while, I really liked the end game too. It wasn't until like, I don't know, 500 hours in that I started to kind of catch on to some of the things that maybe they could do a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That happens though. I mean, when you're playing that much, see, I'm of that. I was in a podcast on Saturday, and some people were calling it the hate cast, right? Because there's all these people, they've been playing Path of Exile 1, they played Path of Exile 2, and they
mhm,
love these games so much, but they express that love through criticism and like, I just
mhm,
want to see this change. And of the four people on the pod, I was definitely the most positive about the game. And I appreciated the videos I saw of you because you were like taking the game as it was currently designed and like squeezing
mhm.
all the fun from it. And I like the currency strategy videos, farming the trial of chaos too. I love that sort of stuff because
Yeah.
even though a lot of people have a lot of distaste when it comes to how the game's currently designed, I still feel like there's a bunch of fun in there for tens of
Oh, yeah.
thousands,
I
if
mean,
not hundreds of thousands of people for a stupid amount of time. in a 4-month span
I
of the
had
game being
tons of
out.
fun.
Yeah.
I had 700 hours. Okay, it was I say 700 hours because that's what Steam tells me, but really it was probably more like 450 because I was AFK editing and
Right.
selling items and stuff,
Yeah.
for a lot of that. But I mean, I had tons of fun, and even with the end game too. I mean, I didn't so like in all of my videos that I made, I kind of a lot of the currency testing stuff, I kind of told people what would be the most optimal way to do it, but I was never really doing it perfectly. I was
Right.
kind of doing it like the Alk and Go strat, like
Mhm.
kind of the more modest, something achievable for everybody, that
Right.
kind of technology, because I couldn't be bothered to go and do the super and min max tower strat where you're doing all the maps you don't like,
A
and
fellow
then you go
soul.
back,
I also
do all
never
that
did that.
stuff. Like I couldn't be bothered to do all that, but I could be bothered to just play a lot,
Yeah.
and that was kind of the strategy I did.
Which I know you said this in your currency farming video. Which strategy did you find the most fun out of everything that you tested? Delirium, Trial of the Sekimas farming, Trial of Chaos, all that stuff. Which did you enjoy the most?
Well, if okay, so if they would fix the way you pick up loot for Breach, I would love Breach the most, but I couldn't be bothered to pick up all the splinters every map and go back through. Like you do the whole map worth of breaches and then you go back and you have to pick up the whole map. I couldn't do that. So my favorite was Expedition and Ritual. And then I would use like a Delirium Waystone on top of that. So I would kind of do all three together at the same time. Um,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
liked all three of those. Actually, pretty much all my currency came from Expedition. Like I
Really?
probably really didn't make very much from Ritual. I just like reinvested all of it into doing the Pinnacle fight and didn't make anything. But I did all the Pinnacle fights I did for Expedition fighting Olroth. I think I got 2 of the Timeless Jewels or whichever unique jewel it was that came from Olroth. And those
Oh, very
both sold
nice.
for like 45 div or something. So that was like enough to get my whole build going.
That's crazy money.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Hmm.
insane. Which
Yeah.
which build did you find the most fun? I know you played the Demon Mommy, right?
Yeah, I
Anything
was a
else?
demon form enjoyer.
You were.
So my first character was a warrior. I
How'd
got
that go?
warrior to endgame and very quickly made a new character. And then I made a monk, but I chose the other monk. I chose the Chayula monk, and I got that character to end game. And I was doing Flicker Strike
Okay.
on my monk for a while. That was a lot
Yeah.
of fun. But then I tried some other stuff and kind of just bricked the character as soon as I stopped using Flicker Strike. And then I made my Infernalist.
Okay.
And my Infernalist definitely was my favorite character out. I mean, that was the one I stuck with. So
Yeah.
um yeah,
You
the
enjoyed
Infernalist was
just the
awesome.
demon form. Like, I haven't touched it yet, so it looks so fluid and everything. I
Yeah.
watched all 3 races, and by
Mm-hmm.
far like the smoothest looking were definitely the Infernalists who use the demon form,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just casually sliding past everything with the wings. Does it feel that fluid to play
Oh,
just in the regular
it
end game?
feels it feels amazing. Like 'cause in PoE1, you have tons of movement abilities, right? There's all
Mhm.
kinds of movement in PoE1, and it didn't really. I mean, unless you have Temporalis or like Flicker Strike in PoE2, like there's not a ton of like dashing around, and I guess Shield Charge and the Leap Slam all the speedrunners were doing, but the movement on the demon form felt so good.
Yeah.
That was actually what made me want to try it.
Oh
And
yeah.
then once I started dashing around as a demon, I couldn't play anything else at that point. It was over.
Oh god.
Yeah,
So I
it
need to
was
be
over.
careful. If I test her out, I'm not going to be able to go back to anything else next week.
It's yeah. Once you go demon, that's it.
Okay. All right. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind
Hmm.
for that next league, dude. So I feel like we're close enough. We're like a week. Yeah, it's next week at this point. I feel like we need to do some
Man,
predictions for this league, dude.
is it
Like
that soon? Oh my gosh, it
it's
is.
okay. It's
27th.
9 days.
Ooh,
It's 9 days.
ooh,
That's pretty close though. I mean,
ooh.
so agree or disagree. I think that this is the most important patch of early access because it's setting everyone's expectations of what GGG can do as a company. A lot of these people have not experienced a Path of Exile 1 launch. And I know you've set up, you've played a few, but like every live stream, everyone's always in awe of what they're able to do. I feel like they need to replicate that magic for this Path of Exile 2 patch.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people playing PoE2 that this is their first experience with a game like this. I think I do think that like you're right. You're right. This a lot of people are like have really heavy expectations for this patch, but I do also think everyone needs to like remember that this is just early access.
Mm.
Like the game could be completely flipped over on
Yes,
the by the
please.
time the game comes out. Like
I hope it
we don't
flips
know.
over this patch, dude. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you. I mean, I really enjoyed it, but I
Mhm.
do think, especially in the end game, they could make some adjustments. I think this greater essence thing that they leaked is actually amazing
Yeah.
because that was a huge problem I had was there was I think in my 700 hours I seen like 4 greater essences,
Oh
which
my
is
god. Dude, you have shit
crazy to
luck.
me.
Wow.
Maybe,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
maybe I'm just unlucky, but yeah, I just never
Or I had
seen
good
these
luck.
things.
Yeah. I'm doing like a hardcore run and I've found a greater essence in my hardcore run, which is crazy. So, and
Yeah.
I think I found a good chunk. I'm hoarding them though. I haven't sold any of them. But yeah, that
Mm,
that encounter, what do you think it is? Just judging from the teaser.
I mean, it's a unique essence. It's tough
Mhm.
to see. It's tough for me to tell if this is like an essency map or if all these crystals in the background, or because normally there's like multiple mobs crystallized around the main one.
Yeah.
So I can't tell if it's like its own map or if it's you know, just a unique essence. I would love to see more essence stuff in the Atlas tree.
Yeah.
Maybe there'd be a way to like guarantee some unique essences in like a boss map or something. I don't know. But that'd be
Do you
cool. Just any way to see more essence, greater essences would be awesome.
do you think there's a chance that they split it out into its own essence tree and they turn this into like a pinnacle encounter similar to Zesht and Simulacrum and everything? Because that's what I was thinking too. I was going in that place like, oh my gosh, this is an essence map, shards, crystals everywhere. There's
Mm,
maybe multiple unique bosses. Maybe my mind's going wild. But they also like teased their reworked Atlas tree,
yeah.
and I saw Strongbox and Shrine and like
Yeah,
pack
that
size
that
nodes.
bottom left corner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't see any like essence. I don't know. Are essences in the
No.
bottom left corner? I can't remember.
I think essences are like in
There.
the top
Top.
right,
Okay,
and
so maybe
then
not.
there's also a node in the boss atlas section that's like every like guarantee an essence on your boss map or something
Right.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That'd be
yeah,
interesting.
it'd be just to see more greater essences would be awesome. I
Right.
I, I kind of wish that they would change. So I've kind of thought about greater essence because I really miss scouring orbs because without
Oh.
scouring orbs in the game, like we kind of have to pick up billions of white bases or like buy a bunch of white bases all the time, and it'd be nice to have some way to like restart an item.
Hmm.
I I kind of like the idea of greater essences being that medium where you can use a greater essence and it would like be kind of like an old school essence from PoE1, like it would chaos the
Yeah.
item
Would re-roll all
with
the
a
mobs.
modifier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you prefer the 'cause I actually just had a debate about this. The scouring orbs of old versus the importance of base items of today. You'd prefer just be picking up those and being able to craft on one item base essentially. And once you have that one base, you can basically toss, rares to the side if I guess if orbs of scouring aren't super rare, right?
Yeah, I mean, because like the way it is right now, I don't know, like my end game filter after all the time I put in, my end game filter was basically just perfect white bases and
Mm,
like the rares were so like almost less important than the white bases because the you know, you could almost have guaranteed profit from the whites. You know, there was people buying like perfect wands, or
yeah.
I can't remember the base names now because it's been like a month.
Yeah.
but you know, you could sell white bases in bulk and make like pretty solid
Right.
profit.
Yeah.
Especially towards the end, everything was going up like crazy. But
Still, man.
I
Jesus.
was under the impression that we were going to be picking up way less stuff in PoE2, and it never really felt that way because I was always picking up all the perfect white bases all the time. And maybe it's probably also a T16 problem.
Mm,
Whenever you're running T16 maps, level 82 maps, uh, you know, well, I guess they're technically tier 18 because you're
18. Yeah.
16 plus one.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're running and you're getting all the level 82 base drops all the time, maybe if I wasn't doing that, I wouldn't have all these inventory full of white items. But
It's a good way to make profit, but still, like, it's kind of weird that those are the most coveted things, and then the rares usually aren't valuable. Like, I probably picked up every quarterstaff, rare quarterstaff I found that was a gothic quarterstaff or a slicing quarterstaff all throughout my time in Endgame, and I did not find a single one that replaced the quarterstaff I bought on trade, you
mhm,
know, after giving in finally and just buying like a 700 PDPS quarterstaff. That I just I don't like that. Like, I was picking up tier 4, tier 5 quarterstaff, and it's like crappy rolls. I just feel
mhm,
like maybe they need to make ground loot a little bit better in some way, or just for those tier 5 items that you find, the better mod, like, they know the good mod rolls. I don't know. I know there's millions of
yeah,
people playing and those good items exist, and I'm just not lucky enough to find them. But it does
yeah,
feel bad never finding your own upgrade or even crafting. Like, I did kind of what you did, picking up like the white items, but then I used them myself, and I used a
mhm,
bunch of essences to like craft
mhm,
whatever the physical essence was, to try to get a good fizz roll. Dude, I didn't get a whole quad tab of them.
mhm,
I got one that was like an 80% fizz, and the rest was
yeah,
lower, or it was physical damage as mana or whatever. And I'm like, oh my god, what?
yeah, yeah,
Crazy. So
yeah.
I feel
I
you.
don't think I did any crafting at all because I was just, I mean, I tried,
It hurts.
but ultimately I used the best deterministic crafting in the entirety of the game, and that is the trade site.
Yeah. I know.
uh, it was, I think I literally got every single piece of gear from the trade site, and
It
I
is
mean,
easy.
it just I tried actually on my first two characters. I remember my buddies giving me a bunch of crap because I kept saying like, "Oh, I'm just gonna craft everything. You know, I'm just gonna be a crafter," and yeah, that ended up being the complete opposite of what happened.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, there's just not the
I mean,
options, you know. I'm hoping
yeah.
they introduce a few in this patch. Now, some people think that this Forge Master slamming a sword on the anvil is hinting toward a crafting bench. Lupi, are you pro
Ooh,
or anti crafting bench?
I mean, it's hard to not agree with the crafting bench. Like the crafting bench was great. I mean, it is kind of what runes are, right? Maybe they just need to expand on runes some more, or like make some more runes, some more soul cores or something. But I mean, the crafting bench was great. Um,
That's one of those things that, yeah, I know that runes were trying to replace crafting bench. But in this
yeah.
case, and in a lot of cases, I prefer PoE2 to PoE1, right? But man,
Hmm.
in this one case, I'm just like, that's just objectively worse what they're trying to do here. Like, I don't know. I feel like
Hmm.
if I've explained it to my friends too, my IRL friends, who also opposite of your friends, never would play Path of Exile 1. Got them all to play PoE2, and now they have like triple my hours. And they love it. I've explained to them what the crafting bench is, and they're all like, oh my
Oh
god,
my gosh.
yes, what? You're telling me I could
Yeah.
add movement speed
Movement
to these
speed.
perfect boots that I slam with an X and I get, life
Yeah.
regen tier 1 on? Oh god.
Yeah. But what if there was a movement speed soul core?
See, right, that's the thing. They would need to massively expand that out.
Yeah.
I feel like that would work. Like, I guess it would work, right? And
They would just
it
need
would
to
turn
add
into
so much more.
right. There needs to be like a huge number, and it would turn into an economical thing, right? It's not
Yeah.
necessarily something that you can guarantee, like the crafting bench. It's something that you would need to farm out, like
Yeah.
with a movement speed soul core. Don't tell me it's going to be dropping from like I don't know the trial master at a 2% drop rate. Don't do that, grinding gear games. I know you're thinking it.
Mhm.
Okay, like that's the
Yeah.
only problem I would foresee with that. But I mean,
Mhm.
soul core farming, dude. I don't know if my dad looked at your video or not, but
Uh-huh.
he has perfected the Trial of Chaos farming strategy, and he's like a machine. He gets on at 5 a.m. He farms the Trial of Chaos for the
Yeah.
soul cores of Atsa, Pook Fleet, whatever. I think the Magic
Yep.
Find ones. You know?
People, yeah, the Azkapas, people
Yes, Ascapa.
loved that strategy. And I
Yep.
think it's because you just use the currency exchange. You don't
Yep.
have to know the value of anything. You don't have to have played PoE1. You don't have to know anything about the game. You just get soul cores and they
Yeah.
turn into exalted orbs.
Yeah. It was
So,
beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And right now,
mhm.
dude, you said it's been a month since you played Path of Exile 2, right? Right?
Eh, I hopped on for a little bit
Oh, the
when they
race?
did the race. I did the first race, and then a little bit before that when they did the tower little teaser thing.
Oh,
I
okay.
hopped on and played a little bit there because I
Okay.
wanted to like double check all the tower layouts and see like, is this as bad as I think it's gonna be? Um and
Yes.
actually I don't think
Maybe.
it's quite as bad as I thought it was gonna
Oh,
be.
all right. Let's actually
There's
dive into that then. What are your thoughts on the tower changes in towers? Go for it, man. Sound off,
So,
King.
okay, the one map, there's one tower map that's absolutely terrible. The one that's like the base tower map. I can't remember all the names of them, but
The
it's
Lost
got the
Towers?
narrow hall. Yeah, Lost Towers.
Okay.
That one. That one's atrocious. That one will be bad for every sort of mechanic.
Uh huh.
But like for the most part, the rest of the tower maps, like I just blasted through them, and I was full clearing the tower maps because I didn't want to just run through it like we always have been. I was
Okay.
full clearing it because now we're gonna have to kill all the rares, and I wanted just to see how long it was gonna take me. Like all the tower, they took me like 3 minutes, like
They're
maximum.
linear.
To they're very linear, and for the most of them are pretty open too.
The
Honestly,
triangle
like
one, especially, like the pyramid.
unless you get unlucky with where it spawns, which that can happen on any map.
Hmm.
If your breach spawns on a wall on any map, you're gonna be bummed out. But like the layouts weren't terrible. They're better than some regular maps, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
We're talking
I
about
don't
you,
know.
Meyer. We are.
Yeah, Meyer. Yeah.
Uh, I mean, Meyer has the bad layout and it has the stupid purple flower people. Holy
Yeah.
crap. Please,
Yeah.
GGG. Those were enough in
Yeah.
Path of Exile 1 and Affliction. You brought him back for Path of Exile 2. Oh, those are on death effects. Lupi, what's your thought on those? I haven't had this conversation in a while.
Well, I cheated because
Oh,
my
yeah.
build. So like for the first two characters, the monk and the warrior, I was feeling it. But then they
Yeah.
kind of nerfed it a little bit. They nerfed the on death effects a little bit. And then my final build, which was the demon form, flame blast, and I used the gloves that converted fire damage to cold damage.
Hmm.
And then my
Okay.
support on one of my supports on flame blast was frost nexus or something, something worded like that. So I was freezing everything and shattering everything. So there was never any on death effects for me.
Oh,
So
dang it,
so I didn't
man.
really, yeah,
You're like
yeah.
one of those dirty ice strike monks. Come on.
Yeah, yeah, you might know one of those, I think, right?
I do. I do know one of those. Gosh. Everyone's playing Ice Strike Monk except me. I went Tempest Flurry, non-stat stacking, jank ass build. Arbiter of
Mm.
Ash, man. You like that fight? You don't like that fight?
So to be honest, I mean, I never really got to fully experience it.
Oh yeah, because
Like
you trivialized it.
that's That's kind of the bummer. But I've seen videos of people like actually playing, you know, like I watched Quinn do the fight, right? And I've seen videos of other people like actually playing it out. And I think that is, in my opinion at least, like that's the vision. That boss fight is probably what they're aiming for when it goes how it should probably go when people aren't just one-shotting it.
Yeah,
Um,
dude,
I
I'm
think it looks like a good
sorry.
fight. They just need to make
Yeah.
it tankier.
Heck yeah, yeah. Because by the time you get to it, on some characters, you're trivializing the tier 0, and then by the time you get to the next Citadel set, you're trivializing the tier
Mhm.
1, and it's just yeah, it's rough. I've watched my friends trivialize it, but I did it the ethical way, and
Mhm.
it's a very fun fight, right? And it feels
Yeah.
so fulfilling once you overcome it. I hope that is the vision. I really do.
Yeah. Do you
To
think I've been thinking about like how they intend to fix the boss fight, and other than like bringing people down,
Mhm.
like bringing player power down, I feel like the boss fight should start at like tier 3. Like tier
Yeah.
3 power should be the first one you fight, tier 4 the second, and then make like tier 5 and 6 even more crazy.
I think even like
Uh
yeah, more not maybe not exponential, but definitely a huge amount more of health because we saw I was wrong. I said Lily was doing this. It was Connor Converse, one man. He was one
mhm.
spark, killed Arbiter max
Mhm.
tier. Oh my god! Like
Yeah.
I I feel like I just feel like that max tier of the boss should be you are gripping your
Mhm.
mouse, you're like white gripping your key, like tapping your keys. You're in the moment fighting it. Like it should
Mhm.
be intense. I know everybody doesn't like that, but I feel like with the way Path of Exile 2 is currently balanced, those moments are going to be really rare. Because even though I would
Mhm.
love them to slow down the game with the clear speed and everything in Endgame, I don't think that is going to happen. But I think they can achieve that in these boss battles where you're so much more isolated. It's you versus one other foe. It's an arena. They can balance all around that. Um, the pack
Yeah.
encounters though, I'm a little less skeptical on. How you feeling about the speed of the game itself? I know you've played Path of Exile 1, you said. I mean, that game very very fast. Path of Exile 2, it was always sold as all right, we're going to break, this is our reset. It's going to be more
Mhm.
methodical to start. We'll get to Path of Exile 1 levels eventually. Heck yeah, yeah. But I feel like we started and we're like almost there already with Temporalis and
Mhm.
all this other stuff. How you feel about the current pace of the game?
Yeah, I'm kind of well, I mean, there's not a bunch of mobility, so I'm not surprised, I guess, that there's like at least an option. At least Temporalis is really, really expensive.
Right.
I feel like as far as map clearing
Mm-hmm.
goes, if they're gonna keep the end game the way it is,
Mm-hmm.
like how we have to travel great distances and clear all these maps to do anything, uh, I feel like like clearing maps needs to feel really good.
Mm,
I think like the Ice Strike, Herald of Ice, or the Herald of Thunder, Herald of Ice thing is like probably going to get nerfed,
yeah.
but I do think that's what felt the best. I mean, that's what looked until it gets too crazy, I guess. Like people who just hit one mob and the whole map dies. I guess that's a little out of control, but
Right.
having some kind of proliferation in your build is almost necessary for it to feel really nice.
Mm,
Um, So I feel like the map clearing needs to at least be that fast. But I think that the bosses are what need to seriously be like
juiced.
buffed up and juiced, and the
Yeah.
boss fight should be these epic encounters. I actually kind of had a I me and some buddies were talking about an idea where it'd be cool if these tower bosses that they're adding, if there was some way to juice them up like really crazy, like if the more maps you do around the tower or something,
Oh
makes
yeah.
the tower bosses more juicy and drop more stuff.
That'd be super cool.
Because it would kind of like it would give you another incentive almost to I mean, people still wouldn't
Setup.
like that because people don't
Yeah.
want to do the bad maps
Right.
anyways. Like, I guess that maybe that wouldn't be a good idea because people just want to do the maps they like. I don't know how they're going to get that
It's
into the
so
game
tough,
though.
dude. It's so
with
tough.
the current layout for Endgame that they've got. Like we're just doing all the maps. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I've had Valve factories with like 6 mechanics on them, like 6 Elon Musk things on them, and I just don't do them. I just skip them. It's like I don't know. It's
uh, I mean, it's the enemies that take forever to spawn pisses me the heck off. Why are normal mobs ever invulnerable? Come on, guys. Like,
mm,
the robots rolling off the walls and everything. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
feel like if they're gonna have this like Civ board style atlas, right, where like you said, we're traveling vast distances to get places, we should have some more ways to interact with it besides hopping from map to map to map, like literal items that we can use to edit the maps, like, you know, change one map into a different style of map or connect different points on the atlas, or
Yeah.
maybe we get, you know, airdrop from Doriani and he can move us from
Mhm.
one part of the map like to 20 nodes away, like cool stuff like that. I know that sounds crazy, but that's something
Mhm.
I think that grinding your games, if they lean into this style of game within a game and they want to embrace
Mhm.
it, they could totally try that out. Or they just throw this away, which I honestly, Lupi, I think they're probably just going to like, I think by 1.0, I think they're going to trash it and replace it with something else, like they've
Fake.
done with Path of Exile once Endgame for so long. And that was
Yeah.
a little bit of a chat that I'd love to get your opinion on. Early
Okay.
access, okay?
Mhm.
Everyone right now is heavily critiquing the end game experience, right? You know, like you said, you played it for many 500
Yeah.
hours before you realize, oh, there's problems, okay? Towers and the way that bosses are scaling, all this stuff, right? But what is the point of early access? Would you rather them focus on reiterating and revamping the end game right now, or getting like the acts out and getting the classes and skills out, and then, you know, launching the game and then iterating on the end game in leagues like they did forever with PoE1? What do you think should be their primary focus, or what would you personally enjoy their focus to be? I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this.
Well, they definitely need a good campaign.
Yeah.
Like acts 1 through 6 need to be perfect because for a lot of players, like sometimes the blasters forget this, but a lot of players play the campaign and then they don't even care about the end game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just some people just play the campaign and then they're done. I think there's a surprising amount of people like that. But I do think they do. I mean, they do need to make some changes to the end game. They need to
Mm.
like at least have a good base to build on.
Mm.
I'm not sure if what they have right now is a good base or not. I mean, it's just hard to say. We don't know what they're cooking. There's obviously things we don't know because there's the 4 things you can put in, like the 4 slots when you put your
Mm-hmm.
waystone in. So there's got to be something else that goes in there.
Maybe
The question is, what is
scarabs.
it? You
Yeah,
know,
maybe they're gonna bring
um,
some scarabs in, give you a little
if
bit more agency, you know?
yeah, I mean, if they like you said, like a perfect example would be if we could just turn maps into our favorite layouts with some other item or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like some kind of vol item that changes the map completely into whatever you want.
Yeah.
Um, they do need also. I've heard you talk about it, the charter thing where we can connect a map to another map. Yes, we
Please.
need that 100%. Oh my gosh, the amount of times where I've just had these awful random dead ends on my atlas is just it's like
It
an
sucks.
open prairie. Like why I can
Why?
travel through the mountain, but I can't go through this area of grass.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know.
That the generation needs to improve, okay? Or we need a way to connect these nodes. Because I have ran into the prairie thing with citadels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Yep.
god, no way. Like, you know, I'll spend like 3 days, you know, over the course of the week, you know, an hour each day getting to this place, and then I click the tower that's like right in range of it, and I
Mm-hmm.
expand it out. Oh no, there's no connection anywhere. Oh gosh. That's one of the Josh Strafe Hayes, you know, he first popularized this in my opinion. The quit moment, you know? A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people's quit
Yep.
moment in Path of Exile might be when they're
Yep.
first opening up the passive tree. Well, my quit moment is when I use a tower, and then I see a citadel that has no connections to my atlas, and I'm like, all right, I'm done for a few days. I'm out.
Yeah.
I really
And
want to fight this.
and that's after spending like 3 hours to get
Yes.
to that. You've seen the beacon out in the fog. You spent 3 hours farming around a mountain to get to it,
Yeah.
and then you get to like a little, yeah. It's
The,
definitely something with the generation of the Atlas nodes or something. It's not doing it right.
please.
And either fix, maybe they can fix that. I feel like the easier option would be just to give us a way to connect stuff.
I think that'd be cool. Yeah, because you could also be, cheeky with it too. You don't need to do it between two nodes that just do a node that isn't connected to your atlas. You could also do it to like skip over like a Valve factory that has 6 mechanics. You just don't want to do it. You just connect this node to another node that's nearby. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah. I think the more ways they give us to manipulate the atlas, the better. Honestly.
More agency. I think that's the big difference between other games and Path of Exile 2 is we have very little player agency right now. A lot of it is random and it's just like sprung upon you. It's either random or you got to use this tower system, right? And even the tower system is random. So
yeah,
rough, very rough.
Because I really like Delve in PoE1,
and
that's like kind of similar to the Atlas, but in Delve you're just going in a straight line the whole time, so it's like probably more like people probably like it a little bit more because of that, I guess. But I like the idea of the Atlas.
I do, and I like that it is different from other games in Path of Exile 1.
One thing I didn't like about PoE1 is that the meta just becomes run the most efficient map for whatever it is you're doing, run it 100 times, and then your build is done, or whatever, 1,000 times, and then your build is done.
Right.
And I like the variety. Yeah. I like the variety. I just give us a little, like 75% of the maps are fantastic.
Yeah.
It's the 25% when you get stuck on them that really suck.
And it's a minefield of them too, I swear. When you get into a Valve Factory minefield, you're not getting out for a while. It's really rough. Now for point 2, what are some of your big predictions for this patch, dude? We know Huntress is coming. We know Spear is coming. I guess maybe, are you going to play Huntress, or does it depend on what other options are available?
Well, the top 2 choices for me would be, if Druid is out, I want to play Druid, and if Swords are out, I want to play Swords. Okay. Those are going to be the 2 like things tearing me to pieces. Like, which one of those do I choose? I'll probably go with Swords if both options are available to me. I'll end up playing both, but I'll probably start with Swords.
Yeah, start with Swords because you won't be able to move from Druid to Swords, dude. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, once I start playing the Druid, it'll be like the demon form all over again.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the opposite. It's the big bulky bear or whatever.
Yeah.
There's
like in the top left of the passive tree, there's like this little claw. There's like a claw of nodes for attack damage. It's like up in the top left of the witch area. And they've been taunting me the whole early access so far. I'm just like waiting to be able to use those.
I can't see them not do. I know everybody's like, oh, well, they would have led with the Druid teaser instead of the Huntress. No, I am holding out hope that they're saving it for the day. They want to create the most buzz that day. If they release Druid on the reveal stream, live stream, I feel like the buzz is just going to be incredible. They keep it under wraps the whole time. And then if they do Swords too, dude, I mean, it's going to knock people's socks off. So
I've got a lot of copium for this patch. I think it's going to be bigger than people are maybe giving it credit for. Like, because they said that they haven't, in one of the teasers they posted, they said that they were keeping all the big changes under wraps. And it's like, what's bigger than like more ascendancies and classes and support gems?
Remember that, guys. Remember that. They said they're keeping stuff under wraps until the reveal, okay? And they've already shown the Huntress. That's my thing, dude. Because in the Path of Exile 1
Yeah.
teasers of old, they always showed like the little things or the
Mm-hmm.
confirmed things in the teasers. And then on reveal day, it was all of us just, mouths agape for 45 minutes straight. And they've already shown the
Yeah.
ascendancies. They've shown the Huntress. What is going to be like? Do you think they need to work on Endgame? What do you think they'll add maybe more mechanics from Path of Exile 1? Do you think we'll see the inclusion of that boss that happens after Arbiter? What do you think is going to happen there?
That guy has got some hype. That's
He
all.
looks
That
pretty
guy
cool.
has an aura, is all I'm saying. He is
Uh-huh.
he's cool. I don't know if we're gonna fight him or not yet.
Okay.
Although that would be cool. I think they may be holding that up. They do need to spread the hype out a little bit. I
True.
think I don't. So the only reason I would maybe think we wouldn't get Druid this patch
Okay.
is because playing Demon form and like in my comments and stuff, there are tons and tons of bugs with shape shifting, especially for console players. Like console players have an awful time with demon form. Like every time they go into demon form, it'll turn off their spirit gems and like any minions or anything, like everything just gets disabled. So I think there was maybe some fixes for. There was also for a long time you couldn't be in demon form in Trial of Sekima. I do think they fixed that.
Oh God.
Yeah, when it would do the reverse time thing towards the end of the final floor of Trial of Sekima,
Yeah.
it would just close. It would just close your game, and you just couldn't do it. And then when they fixed that, then you could go into the fight at the end there, but it would like just kick you out of demon form, which is
Yeah.
awful because you have all your demon flame stacks. So then you just have to like walk in a circle for 3 minutes getting stacks again. But that's the only I'm really hoping for Druid, but that's the only reason I would think. I mean, I guess there's also that could just not be ready yet, but I'd be surprised if they have all these other ascendancies ready and not Druid. Because there's already been some videos, like they've
Oh,
already
dude.
teased Druid. So
Dude. And they said first two classes are gonna be Druid and Huntress. They're right there.
yeah,
And you're right. 2023, they released that Druid video of where bear form.
mm-hmm.
I'm just ever since then, I've just
I
wanted
mean
it so bad.
there's 6 classes that we're expecting, right? Six
Six more.
more.
Yeah.
So if they did 2 per patch and like released an act per patch or something,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would be enough hype. And then also like another league mechanic or something on top of
Yeah.
that. Like that would
Yeah.
be enough hype to get people to play every
Right.
single time.
Oh, I think so. Easily. What do you think in Steam player numbers here? People coming back or
Mm,
people just playing? What do you think? Do you think we're gonna break the concurrent record, which was 576,000 or something like that, or you think it's gonna be a less amount?
I don't think the hype is going to be the same as the original hype
Okay,
until the free to play launch.
1.0.
The
That's gonna be
the,
stupid.
the free to play launch is gonna like crash Steam or something. It's gonna be insane. Because
Yeah.
I mean, just think about how many people. It always blows my mind people paying for early access,
Mm-hmm.
but it almost actually, to be honest, early access nowadays, what does that even mean? Like, is Path of Exile 2 already out? You know, are we even like the way people treat it? They treat it like it's already
They
out.
do.
So, you know,
BGG do too.
it kind of feels that way. Yeah, I mean, because also it's not like GGG treat us like beta testers.
They're not right
Like if they
now.
were treating us like beta testers, we would just have free re-rolls on our characters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Custom
They would like
changes. Yeah.
want us to test everything constantly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. They're not. Yeah. I'm thinking. What did I say the other day? Like 420, 410. I think is my prediction. I think it will be pretty high, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be 576,000. I don't think we're going to break records or anything.
yeah,
It'll be
maybe
around
like
there.
75% of the people
Returning.
that played it. Yeah.
Then I think a lot of new people will come in, and obviously we're going to get supporter packs. Oh yeah. Will I buy that? I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe. We'll have to
Hmm.
see.
I got the big pack in this last one, so I'll probably be just chilling on this one.
I got the big pack too. I love my art book. It's beautiful. I also got the Kitava plushie. Did you get the Kitava plush? Probably not. You're not a PoE1 enjoyer, but
No. I mean,
yeah.
Katava's cool. I got his statue in my hideout, but
Oh,
I didn't get any of the stuff.
dude, that's so true. I haven't put those up, man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize I haven't
There's a
put the
bunch of them.
Hillock. Yeah,
Mhm.
Hillock and Kitava and Dominus. Or no, it's Malachi. I think it's Malachi. Maybe it's both.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't put those up. Dude, thank you for reminding me. I totally forgot.
I'm one of those nerds that just, like, sits in my hideout and decorates and stuff, like,
Very nice.
I
Do
gotta
you
have it
have a
looking nice for when people come in to trade me,
there you go. Do you have a stupid efficient hideout where like everybody is within like a meter of each other, or is it, more
Mm,
decorative or a
it's
mix?
it's pretty efficient,
Okay.
but I do not allow it to hurt my immersion. It's gotta be immersive for me when I'm in there.
Okay. Which one did you go
Yeah.
for?
Oh, I'm using the beacon of salvation.
Beacon of Salvation?
The
Okay. Do you boat
the
race?
the the expensive one. Uh, so I don't know what the deal is, but my boats don't work.
Oh,
I get on the boat and it
uh-oh.
crashes my game.
Oh no.
So I just never used them.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's not good.
yeah.
GGG must know about that. That's probably top priority right there. They gotta
I
fix
you
that.
know, I did pay a lot of money for that hideout.
Yeah,
So
exactly, dude. Yeah. And obviously, Act 4 is going to come with some boat encounters. I'm
Mm,
sure. I mean, are you keyed into what Act 4 looks like, or are you kind of blind as to what it
I
is?
I'm not sure. I don't know anything about Act 4,
I don't know anything.
honestly.
All right. Well, I don't want to spoil anything
Mm-mm.
for you. I'll
I
stop.
I do I did read something somewhere that I don't know if GGG are still planning this or not, but are maybe you know a little bit about this, but are mounts supposed to be in Act 4?
No, there's one mount that has been teased, and it was teased in like March of 2023. It's Summon Roa. And it's
Uh-huh.
just like a Roa that you can ride. It's a gem. Okay. It's a gem that you
Okay.
can equip. And it's a minion. And when you're riding it, you don't get a movement speed penalty while shooting and moving,
Okay.
which is pretty
So
crazy.
it's like a ranger thing. Okay.
Right. It
Yeah.
can be yeah, it's like Ranger. I wonder if it works on crossbow. I presume it will. I don't know about spear, but just any range thing. But then if you
Mm,
get knocked off it or if it dies, you get heavy stunned.
okay.
So there's like that trade-off. It still seems really busted being able to
Might be
move
a
and
way
attack.
might be a way to make your character immune to stun or something as
It,
well.
right. And then just play out that
Well,
like all I can picture is Angermus just, getting on top of this Roa ASAP and just sprinting through and then, only killing
yeah.
getting level 10 or whatever you need for perfect
Mhm.
strike or some shit to fight
Yeah.
Doriani.
Yeah. 1 hour acts all 6 acts speed run.
just just zooming through on this Roa, perfectly dodging everything, no hitting the boss fights and everything. I can see it happen. Did you? So I know
Yeah.
you said you participated in the first one. Did you finish out or did you tap
Oh,
out?
no. No, I
Tapped
got
out.
to, it was an awful run. I got to, halfway through act 2, and I was like,
Oh
"There's
no,
just no point. I'm just gonna watch the rest of it."
these
It
guys
was
are
rough.
crazy. They're
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
I can't imagine it. I I'm curious because I did watch all three and I thought just until like Angermus finished essentially, and
Mhm.
I thought it was pretty entertaining. Like I like was doing other stuff while watching it, but I still thought it was pretty exciting. It wasn't like a slog or anything. What were your thoughts on the race and like the strategies used by all the players there?
I mean, they're a bunch of chads. That was impressive. It's also very because I mean, a lot of these guys, that's all they do,
Mhm.
That's just their gameplay loop is practicing the racing, and more power to them, but, that is not my cup of tea. I
Yeah,
was really surprised that, I thought GGG would do, a Twitch drop or something.
yeah.
I feel like that would have been so smart for them to have done a Twitch drop. The viewership would have skyrocketed,
Oh yeah.
and, people would have I feel like that would have been a nice in between because people were really upset that there was only going to be a reward for first place. I feel like they could have done a Twitch drop, and then that would have been like everyone else's participation trophy, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I
do they? I don't know if they've ever done that before for racing or anything, but I was surprised they didn't do something like that.
maybe for the gauntlet they've done Twitch I can't remember if they've done Twitch drops for the gauntlet or not. But for an official hosted race, I'm sure they've done them in the past, but those are usually around league launches. But
Yeah.
I've come more to that point of view. When it first came out and I recorded my initial reaction, I was just like, yeah, this is so awesome. You know, best of the best. I'm totally going to participate and I'm going to try it out,
Hmm.
blah, blah, blah. But then as we got to the day and I had like a pop-up thing occur and I couldn't, participate at a family thing. And I watched
Hmm.
these guys and I'm like, what? I can't I
Yeah.
can't even do this in like 10 hours. I probably can't do it in 10
Yeah.
hours right now. What is the point? Like I kind of see people's point of view like this sucks. The game's been out for 2.5 months and they're running an event, but it's only for 50 people out of
Yeah.
millions of players. I understood people's point of view a lot more than
Hmm.
like my initial reaction, and it did kind of suck that more people can participate, especially seeing how they used to run Path of Exile 1 races way back in the day, where they were a lot
Hmm.
tighter, and just if you finished, you would get something just to showcase, hey, I was here and I had the fortitude to go through and finish this out. Because this is
Yeah.
it's a marathon for a lot of people. Anger Must, yeah, 2 hours, 13 minutes. But a lot of people, not 2 hours,
Yeah.
dude. Oh,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah. I hope they do like it would have been. I'm a sucker for stuff that goes in the hideout. Like I remember in PoE1, one of my buddies has like every league, I guess there's like a trophy you can get if you do all the challenges.
Yep.
And my buddy has like every trophy that's ever existed for
Oh,
PoE1.
well,
And
that's
I always
cool.
thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they do stuff like that for PoE2. It'd be and the sooner they do it, the better, because like all the stuff, it's just, I mean, it's something that you can get now that you can never get again.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just, I don't know. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff.
Dude, yeah, I am a challenge enjoyer in Path of Exile 1. I'm totally in agreement. I think it's egregious that there wasn't something for this league, like a little
Yeah.
commemoration, trophy or
Hmm.
statue or something that you could earn. The challenge system in Path of Exile is like ahead of its time, where it's all totally free, and you just complete these various tasks in the game. Some that you get
Hmm.
naturally, some that you can target, and they've been doing that for like since your buddy started playing, probably in like 2013, I think is when they started. That is
Hmm.
so cool. I'd love to see that. And I know that they
Yeah.
said they're going to do it starting at least in 1.0, but I totally agree with you. They should start it sooner. That'd be super cool. Great
Yeah.
incentive for people to play.
Especially since like the people playing now were the ones who paid for the game.
Mm-hmm,
I mean,
mm-hmm.
I guess theoretically, like they gave like to play in early access, you got $30 worth
Yeah.
of points or whatever
Mm-hmm.
to spend on your stash. And if you're gonna play the game, you're gonna spend those points anyways. So it's kind of still free to play, I guess, if you
Mm-hmm.
look at it like that. But
Yeah.
um,
I think it's
yeah,
a pretty
I feel
good
like that'd be cool.
money investment too, dude. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people. Yeah, I love the guys. Played 600 hours and I hate the game. It sucks. And I'm like, you, come on, you. What is
You
this?
played 600
You
hours.
play,
I mean,
come on, guys. You like the game. You, come
yeah.
on, you modestly enjoyed the game, at least for a little bit, hopefully. Otherwise, don't play 600 hours. Don't do it.
Yeah. I
All
mean,
right,
being
well,
one of those people, I can say
yeah.
like I played that much. It's got problems, but it was still a phenomenal
Okay.
time, getting
Hmm.
to that point.
Yeah. Yeah, game has problems. It's the worst state it's ever going to be in, as the great Zizarin said. And
Yeah,
it's just going to get better from here. Essentially, it's going to change a lot. Now, I would be
that's a good way to look at
remiss
it.
if I did not ask you. Are you going to try out Last Epoch when season 2 hits? Now, April 17th, not April 2nd.
I seen that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like I don't know, because I've never played Last Epoch before.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
I've watched some videos of it. The trailer for it looks amazing.
That's
Like the trailer that's got millions of views that they did. The trailer looks
yeah.
really good, but I mean, it's gonna depend, I guess, how PoE2 is going at that
Yeah.
time. Um, yeah, it's one of the, I just don't know. Like, I want to say yes, but if
Yeah.
PoE2 is still hype 2 weeks in, I'm
Hop
probably just
in.
gonna keep playing PoE2
Yeah. No,
because
I
it's what I'm
totally get
familiar
that.
with.
I totally get that. Yeah, it's that was we haven't had a good bout of drama like that in the ARPG community for
Mm,
quite some time. I mean, a lot of people really really left
there
on
was
that.
some upset people. Yeah.
There were some I am I'm I'm one of the minority that thinks it was overblown, but hey, it's okay. It's okay. People
I mean,
like games. I like my games. So,
I yeah, I kind of agree with you. Like, things happen, life happens. I don't think
mhm.
anyone's trying to sabotage anybody. Like, it kind
I
of just is. It just is what
right.
it is. You know.
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
just don't think these companies are necessarily like that. I think it's this is what's best for us. We're doing this. It's not we want to F you over completely. We're gonna launch our game right when your game's launched. I don't think it's like
I
that,
mean,
but
I've never played Last Epoch, but
yeah.
when I watched gameplay of Last Epoch, and then I watched gameplay of Path of Exile 2, like, I don't want to hate on Last Epoch, but it
Mhm,
just PoE2's graphics and like how
mhm.
smooth the gameplay is, it just I feel like PoE2 is just like a future generation of ARPG.
Yeah.
Uh
It,
it's like not really a competition, I feel like. So I
that's the real winner just for me personally. Like a lot of ARPG players, they absolutely love systems and the games and crafting and, depth of character customization and flexibility and end game and all that. And Last Epoch does have that in droves, but you are right. Explicitly. I mean, the impact in PoE2, the animations, the graphics, they're all
mhm.
superior. I mean, it is a subjective thing, but objectively, like, it has way more money into it, way more time into it, way
Yeah.
more investment, and you can see that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a
Yeah.
shot, chat saying you're throwing shots. I think that's true.
It's like a studio and a money thing, right?
Right, right. They're scrappier. One
Like there's
day,
PoE1, there's PoE2, and
yeah,
Last Epoch probably falls somewhere in between the two of them.
right. Maybe one day, there's when Last Epoch has at least Last Epoch 2 coming out, same scenario is going to be happening, 10 years down the
Mhm.
line, 20 years down the line. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
all right, Lupi, is there anything else Path of Exile 2 ARPG, anything else you wanted to chat about today, man?
Oh man, it's been nice chatting with you.
All right.
I'm freaking excited for the 27th, man.
I know.
I
All right.
I've
Well,
been like out of PoE for a bit and I am ready
yeah.
to get back in.
All right, we will absolutely have to reconnect after the 27th. See what went on. See if see if we hyped it up appropriately. If we underhyped it, overhyped it, everything. So this is great,
Lots of
man.
hype.
Thank you so much for hopping on the pod and everybody in the chat, everybody in the VOD. I will have links to all of Lupi's stuff, his stream, his YouTube channel in the description below. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe to him. I'm sure you're going to put out some banger content when Path of Exile 2.2 hits, yeah?
Looking forward to it. Oh
All
yeah,
right.
looking forward to it.
I did 60 trials of the ancestors, so you didn't have to. Was it worth it?
Yeah. Yeah. I hunted
Awesome, man.
all of Einhar's beasts for you.
Yes, hunted every single beast so you don't have to. It's gonna be awesome, man. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later, dude.
See you, man.
Bye.